Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally put out. I have decided to read my first graphic novel, and I will be doing that as a third wheel with the MARVEL-ous team up of Tad and Grozz. They've been doing this for quite a while now, and what they do is they read a couple chapters, and every 2 weeks they'll put a video out on what that is about, what they've read. Tad put out an invitation for people to join, so I decided to take him up on it. And my thought is I'm sure you'd probably still be willing for more people to join. So if it's something you're interested in, I will be sharing their links down below so you can check out what they think of this. I will say what I'm about to do is going to be a spoiler. So if this graphic novel is something that you plan on reading, I would suggest not watching or listening to this. But if you're like me and really have probably zero interest in what this is about, stay along, and I hope this turns out to be okay. So yeah, here we go. The world is under attack by hideous monsters, and Jake's life is falling apart until he meets Murder Falcon. Murph was sent from the Heavy to destroy all evil, but he can't do it without Jake shredding up a storm. Now with every chord Jake plays on his guitar, the power of metal fuels Murder Falcon into an all-out kung fu fury on those that seek to conquer Earth. Chapter 1. Action starts right off the rip with the monster causing destruction and terrorizing the citizens. But our hero, Jake, shows up in his late 80s van with his luxurious long hair, his impressive beer belly, and his guitar strapped to his back. With a strum of Jake's guitar, our other hero, Murder Falcon, appears. Can our heroes defeat the hideous monster? Flashback 2 weeks. Jake is clearly not in a good place. It seems as if there's something on his mind, and he seems quite depressed. Seems as if our hero might have an anger issue. What could this be about? So, Jake is still in a funk and seemingly going to his empty home all alone. But to his and our surprise, there's an evil monster in his house bearing down on him. But wait, that's not all. Somehow his guitar that was just broken is now fixed. There is another creature, part man, part falcon, and has a mechanical arm that has just transformed into Jake's room. This creature is attacked, and in order for him to fight the evil monster off, he needs Jake to play his guitar. But can Jake do it? It seems we are learning a little about Jake at this moment and what he has been going through. Can Jake pull himself together in time to help the creature defeat this evil monster? After the events are played out in Jake's room, we learn who is behind these current evil monsters, and his name is Magnus Chaos. We learn that with Jake shredding heavy metal from his guitar, it feeds the creature, Murder Falcon, with power that enables him to defeat these evil monsters. Murder Falcon needs Jake's help to defeat Magnus Chaos. Will he, and ultimately, can he rise to the occasion? Now back to the opening scene. Jake is shredding metal music from his guitar, while Murder Falcon is shredding the evil monster with kung fu fists. After the monster is defeated, we learn a few things. 1. Jake's beer belly is from drinking too much Spud Light. 2. We get a little more insight into Jake's anger and depression. It would seem he had found love, and I think we can speculate that he has lost love to an illness. But we still have a lot of book left to read, so let's see what Chapter 2 has in store and see if we can learn the true reason behind Jake's issues. Chapter 2. Jake and Murder Falcon waste no time and immediately start training so they can be ready at a moment's notice. No rest for the wicked. Right in the middle of their first training session, it seems evil has reared its ugly head. So down the street they go to face the evil, with Jake shredding on his guitar and Murder Falcon laying down some serious musical monster chops. With the situation finally under control, we learn these monsters called Velders are getting tougher to kill. Jake's old bandmate and bassist, Johan, has seen this whole thing go down and is introduced to Murder Falcon. Over some delicious grub at the local diner, Murder Falcon and Jake fill Johan in on what is happening and that they are in need of more musical power. So they ask Johan to join the band. Johan, without any hesitation, is 100% in. But before he can join the band, they need to go in search of a base that has chosen Johan. Murder Falcon explains how there is an instrument in the heavy that is waiting for Johan. So off they go with Murder Falcon's shred detector in search of this instrument. The shred detector leads them to Metal Heaven, where a secret passage awaits. Once in this secret passage, all they have to do is cross this very unsketchy bridge, where Johan's base awaits. What could go wrong? Sure enough, there's a Velder blocking their path. No worry, Jake starts shredding and Murder Falcon starts swinging. Yikes, it does seem the Velders are getting stronger. They need Johan and his base, and they need it now. But wait, the base isn't helping, and our heroes are about to be trapped. After some serious heart-to-heart between Jake and Johan, our heroes begin to play like they did back in the old days. And out of nowhere, a woolly mammoth spears and kills the Velder and saves our heroes. Johan meets Halford, who is a creature that is paired with the base. Our group of heroes continue to grow, but they are still in need of their old drummer. But wait, it seems Magnus Chaos is not happy with our heroes and isn't about to stand for this. Will our heroes find their drummer in time, or will Magnus Chaos put an end to their interference? We will have to wait to see what happens in our next installment of Chapter 3 and 4. Hope you can join us to see how it all plays out. Alright, well, now that I'm done with the story, I just wanted to touch on one of the drawings that I absolutely fell in love with. I'm going to show it here. I don't know what it was about the drawing, but when I was reading the book, I actually had to stop and look at it a couple times. So I just wanted to share that I really enjoyed this picture out of the entire first 2 chapters so far. I'll see if there's anything that I think will top this. What I will say is Magnus Chaos at the very end of chapter 2. No offense, but could they have come up with a better looking like bad guy? It's just garbage, man. Oh man, I was not impressed with that at all. But hey, you know what? It's okay. It's my first graphic novel. I'm actually having a blast doing this. I really hope that this comes out at least somewhat like what I'm envisioning. But we'll see when we put it all together. If nothing else, I'm having a good time with it. I'm actually enjoying the graphic novel. I'm so glad that I'm actually doing this. Then the final thought that I have on this is while reading this in chapter 2, there's a part where the guy who owns the guitar shop that fixes guitars, he mentions something about Steve Vai, and it made me realize and remember I'm a Generation X child, so I grew up in the mid 80s to early 90s. That was kind of my wheelhouse, and I was a massive Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Eddie Van Halen, big fan of all theirs. I'm sure there was some better, I don't know. I'm sure there was some other really good guitar players back then, but these are the 3 that I really enjoyed. And honestly, I think I'm going to get back into them. I've forgotten all about those guys. For those of you who don't know, Steve Vai was the guitarist who was working for the devil in Crossroads, which happened to be at one time one of my favorite movies. I looked for that soundtrack for years, and I took a trip up to Montreal to go watch the Montreal Expos. So if anybody's aware, the Montreal Expos haven't been around for decades. So here I am up in Canada in this massive record store. Yeah, a record store. And I found this cassette that was the soundtrack to Crossroads, and I played that thing day and night, man. And anyway, I guess I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I really loved that movie. Joe Satriani was killing it up until the point where he wasn't. So yeah, if you guys have never seen that movie, I would recommend it, man. I still think it's a great movie. But so far, I think I'm really enjoying this. I can't wait to see how this all plays out, because I'm not gonna lie, I've put a lot of time into this, and the recording of me actually reading my quote-unquote script was a nightmare. Between the wind, people deciding to go out and use their chainsaw, birds. Oh, on the chainsaw, it wasn't just one guy, it was like 2 neighbors. And then as I'm trying to talk about this stuff, a plane flies overhead. It's just been a battle from the very beginning. So I'm done complaining. I hope this comes out somewhat decent. Let me know what you guys think. Am I destroying this thing? Should I go and do it like Tad and Grozz are doing and just kind of just do an actual review? Assuming that's what they're doing this time. I'm just going off of what they've done in the past. Okay, done rambling. I hope some of you stuck around to the end. As always, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good day. Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Eddie Van Halen. I'm sure there's a list of other. Sure. Why don't we have a plane go by while I'm trying to do this? Thank you. I guess we'll start over. Unbelievable. Chainsaws, birds, airplanes, wind. Yay, 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 yay.